Can you hear me?
Yeah, like you said, I heard that go going there like a beat.
You want to try AirPods?
Yes, it's supposed
I don't think you need AirPods.
I use it the last time. Oh, they can just see here. You have to log in and then have to click it on.
We'll click it on.
But I think it was already on when I put it back on, you already go. You're having technical difficulties.
Can you hear me, Mr. RJ?
The audio's on the phone.
Can't hear you guys. You guys in the background. Put it on.
Turn off there.
All right. Can you guys hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. All right. I think we're trying to fix our audio difficulties. Coach Garza, you can hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
All right. Coach Champagne, you can hear me?
What about the speaker on this itself?
Coach Champagne?
I can hear you.
Okay. Looks like
I think Coach Garza.
Yeah, I can barely hear you guys, so we're trying to take care of this here real quick.
okay, no problem. All right. So while we're getting that, I'll go ahead and play a couple of videos for our sponsors of the team. So need something sweet to celebrate those big wins or fuel the tailgate? The Imperfectly Imperfect Baking Company brings homemade perfection right from the heart of Texas. Fresh baked cookies, gooey pies, fluffy pancakes, cinnamon rolls, and more. Delicious, adorable, and made with love by a passionate local baker. Perfect for game days, parties, or just because. Order up at perfectlyimperfectbakingcompany.com or hit up their Facebook today. Want to win the mental game before the whistle even blows? Power Mental Performance delivers elite mental skills coaching for high performing athletes, teams, and coaches. Certified under Brian Kane, Roger Kitchen Jr. builds unbreakable focus, confidence, resilience, and championship mindsets through one-on-one sessions, team workshops, and proven strategies. Train your mind to dominate under pressure. Unlock your peak performance today at powermentalperformance.com. All right, Coach. Looks like I can hear you and you can hear me, correct? All right, let's see if we can get Coach Garza back in here.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can y'all hear me now?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Earpiece.
All right. Thank you, Coach Garza, for joining us today. I'm so sorry.
Hey, my pleasure.
All right. So, Coach, I'd just like to ask you a couple of background questions for you. So you've been training athletes for over 30 years with nearly 3 decades in Central Texas. What initially drew you into sports performing training, and how did SKP, speed kills period, first get started?
Well, to be honest, it's just been the love of sports that I've had my whole life. I grew up in South Texas. Always wanted to play sports. Went to school to run track. To be honest, is a funny note. I didn't tell the guys last time. I had opportunities to go play football, but I was really scared to get hit. So that's why I was so fast, because I didn't want to get tackled. But I got into it just because I loved the challenges and I always pushed myself. I had an incredible high school coach that pushed us quite a bit into us being the very best we could be. And it was even back then, I'm going to be 61 in August. It was very science driven. So I always went to go do those things. I enjoyed it. And now, I'll be 61 in August. To be honest, what I enjoy the most is the challenges of each individual athlete. You go to school, you learn all these things, You know, you go to clinics, you learn all these things, then you really realize that you've got to apply different things to different athletes. In this particular situation, what really intrigued me when I met the guys was that when you get athletes that are a high level and I've worked with them, it's more like fine tuning a Ferrari or Lamborghini as opposed to what I do on a daily basis, working with kids that are from third grade all up to 12. And some of those younger ones, I'm trying to teach them how to jump. I'm trying to teach them how to run. It's really, I just love the challenges of challenging the human body, not only through sports, but through the mental part, but also through nutrition and hydration.
Okay, excellent. So what inspired the name Speed Kills Period, and how has that philosophy shaped your approach over the years?
Well, the inspiration for the name came from understanding that, you know, just the word itself, speed kills period. And we spell out the word period because speed is really what dominates in every facet of every sport, whether it's football, baseball, volleyball, whatever sport you're playing. If you can have speed on the team and then you put discipline, you have a high likelihood that you're going to be able to be successful. So the name came from me wanting to make sure that across the board that everybody understood speed has to be the focus. And obviously, speed has many different facets on how you get there. You know, power development, foot to ground strike, you know, increasing stride length. So there's lots of aspects that you have to put on there, but it derives from speed dominates sports.
Okay. So, like you said, SKP focuses heavily on speed, as the name
Yeah, I
implies.
lost you, buddy.
Oh, so SKP Performance focuses heavily on speed, like you said, and also on agility, strength, explosiveness, and functional movement for youth athletes. So, what are some key principles or methods you emphasize that set your program apart from others in the region? Oh, did I lose you again, Coach?
Can you hear me now, Coach?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. Can you hear us? Okay, looks like we're Emerson. I'm going to try
Make
switching.
sure your iPods are off. Can y'all hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, somehow I got lost there for a second.
Okay, you can hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you now.
Okay, and Coach Champagne, you can hear me?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
All
I can
right.
hear you.
Yes.
There we
Yes,
go.
we're good. Okay. All right. So, Coach Garza, I was saying that SKP focuses heavily on.
I can't hear him though, Coach.
Uh-oh. Okay. Let's go ahead and I'll switch audio here. All right.
Yeah, I can't hear anything.
All right, Coach, you can hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Okay. Coach Garza?
I heard somebody.
Okay. All right.
I just can't hear our main guy.
Uh-oh. That's not good. All right. We'll just go ahead and I'll just use the computer audio and video here. All right, Coach. Coach Garza, can you hear me? Let's see. I think we should be good now. All right, Coach Garza, can you hear me? Okay. Apparently not. Not sure.
Can you hear me, Coach?
Yes, sir.
For some reason, you guys are not coming through.
Okay. Let's try this again. I'm just going to go into
The main guy.
my audio. All right. Test. All right. Says my microphone is being picked up.
Coach, can you hear me?
And
I
my
can
speakers
hear
are
you,
working
Mr.
fine.
Garza. I can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you.
I can hear you as well.
Okay, so we're good? Okay. So, Coach Garza, can you hear me? All right. So I guess you can't hear me, Coach Garza? Okay. And Coach Champagne, you can hear me?
Yes, sir.
And you can hear him?
Yes, sir. Coach Garza, I can hear you.
I can
Okay.
hear you as well. I can't hear the main guy that was speaking, buddy.
Okay. So, Coach Champagne, if you want to kind of take over, I kind of figure out what's going on with my audio.
Can you hear him, Coach?
Yes, I can hear him. Yes, sir. So I can, I guess I can relate the questions as well. That's good.
Absolutely. Whatever you think.
Yeah. So, I'm getting on a little late because of the technical difficulty. Sorry about that. But first off, appreciate you being a part of our journey with the Texas Syndicate. Um, Coach Garza has allowed us to be a part of his performance center, SKP. So that's pretty huge. From my understanding, all players, all staff, everybody that's syndicate related will be able to not just go in there and just work out. It's not an open gym type thing. We're there for a mission, and Coach Garza and his staff and his team is going to help us to contribute to that mission with his performance center. So I don't know if Mr. RJ touched on it or not yet, but tell us a little bit about your performance center and tell us, what do you have to offer? Like where are you located at? Things of that nature.
Absolutely, Coach. So we are in Liberty Hill, outside of Austin,
Mm-hmm.
in the Central Texas area.
Mm-hmm.
We have about 5,000 square feet.
Mm-hmm.
We've got some indoor turf where the guys will be able to work on, different agility drills. We also have a complete wellness center. I've got about 1,400 square feet of outdoor weight room with the TRX system and a monster rack back there. So they'll be able to do some of that there. I've got a complete wellness center. We've got red light therapy, compression therapy. I've got an infrared sauna. We've got ice bath. I've got a mobile cryo. So we really pay a lot of attention just to taking care of our athletes. You can't just go out and work really hard and not focus on taking care of your body.
Amen to that. That recovery is huge. That
100%.
matters, especially being in season and doing all that movement. Even myself, I mean, I coach, right? But I'm in the performance industry as well here where I reside at, and a lot of athletes they want to go go go. They either don't go at all or they want to go go go. And I think we have to strongly recommend and enforce and demonstrate to them that it's about being consistent with small things. Whatever your routine is, whatever your small routine is, it's not about how long you do something. It's about how consistent you do it with the time that you have. That's something I share with my athletes, and I know you bring that mentality to your program, but in your own way.
100%, Coach. I always talk about what I feel like I'm going to bring to the table is emphasize on how we're going to focus on the little things. If you focus on the little things, then you get an opportunity to set standards. And if you want to be on a winning program, you have to have standards in order to build a culture of winning, which goes back to what we were just talking about is, making sure that they understand that they're stretching properly, that they're coming, that they're doing recovery. It can't be a grind all the time because that just doesn't work. But it's definitely important that, that they come in. The red light therapy we have, it is not your normal one. It's the same one that NASA uses for their health department. So it's big, giant panels. It's an expensive piece of equipment that I got, but I got it because it decreases swelling. It increases blood flow, gets rid of inflammation in the tendons and the joints. Because the life of these guys is going to be depending on if they're playing Saturday. They're destroying their body Monday through Wednesday to start recovering Thursday, Friday to go play hard and be at 100%. It's my job when they're coming here that I have them ready for you, so you can go out there and coach them up and they can be able to perform so that we can come out victorious.
Yes, sir. We have Mr. RJ back. You hear us?
All
You
right.
hear us both?
All right.
I can hear you. How you doing, RJ?
Good, Coach Garza. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, some reason RJ ain't coming back.
We
Oh.
still can't hear you.
Oh
RJ.
no.
Hey, but I'm
Jeez.
glad he's on there. I'm glad that he's on there. At least I feel like we weren't leaving him out.
Right. Nah, he's
All
gonna
right.
continue to work with his technical difficulties and stuff. So, Coach, have you what type of have you worked with teams and stuff before? Like, tell us briefly, not going into in depth, but what type of missions have you had? Whether it's individual student athletes in your program. I see with your program, you handle literally from third grade on up, if I'm not mistaken.
That is
Right?
correct.
Yep. Yeah. So,
I've worked with people at all levels.
mhm,
I've worked with professional baseball players. Uh,
mhm,
I've worked with a couple of guys that played professionally for basketball and some
mhm,
guys that played professionally football. Really, my love has always been with the kids. Now, obviously, you can see all the pictures behind me. I've had kids go to almost every conference in the country, and then there's a lot more pictures behind this iPhone and onto the side of guys that I've worked with. I really take pride in just being able to not look at so much at whose they are as to their personal needs. When your guys start coming in, we start working with them. It can't be a cookie cutter where everybody's doing the same exact thing. And
right.
it also can't be to where, and again, this is just how I work. My style is I have to be able to learn what they're doing and what they're in the actual field. I'm going to ask the guys, hey, listen, I can help you, but if we're going to speed this up, I need you to get on Facebook and send me some video of what you've done athletically so that I can see what I need to fine tune as opposed to bringing them all in and doing a regular workout with the same, because all your guys are going to have different needs. Now, obviously, there's certain things that we do as a group that we must do to build camaraderie and things that are basic for everybody. But the specialty we do when you come to our SKP program, you look, kids are doing many different things because they all have different needs, and we need to address what they're not good at as opposed to what they're good at.
Good deal. Good deal. Um, if you had to choose, and I know with us as coaches, it's hard for us to choose, right? But what is your for football? What is your most enjoyable position group to work with, or side of the ball to work with, and why?
You know what? And thanks for giving me permission to say, man, I hate to do that because, you're
Yep.
going to get a lot of guys upset.
I know how it
But
is.
I'll tell you what, I would venture to say I've had a lot of success with running backs, but my favorite is really the linemen. When I think about going and working with them, it's really linemen because honestly, I don't treat them as linemen. We may do skills that are football specific to defensive line and offensive line guys, but I don't treat them like that. I'm going to treat them just like I do a running back, which means we got to work on that first step. We got to work on hip mobility, hip flexibility. How am I going to get you off the line quicker? We're going to focus on cognitive thinking. So I treat them as all as athletes, but I got to say the guys in the trenches get very little love, and those are the guys that I really enjoy working with.
Oh man, I'm so glad. I love you, Coach. So
I love you
we
too, brother.
so a little backstory on me because I know we're still getting to know each other. We had some few conversations. So uh, I did an internship maybe 2022 summer 2022. I did one of those internships with UCLA, right, as a strength coach, and everybody, it was probably three more peers with me. Everybody wants to work with the skills. Everybody wants to work with the mids, all that stuff like that. Me, I got put with the lineman, right? But I actually enjoyed it. Talk about swagger. Talk about like self confidence. They can go to. It's not just strength with them, especially at that level. It's the hip mobility. It's the neck mobility, the wrist mobility,
Absolutely.
grip strength, um,
Yep.
core emphasis, all that. And those guys can go and they twitchy too. Make no mistake about it. So that right there, that just because when you're dealing with the younger groups, third grade and above, and say you have linemen, nobody wants to be a lineman. Nobody
Nope.
wants to be a lineman because of whatever was perceived or what they heard or what they saw. They see the flashiness, but there's so much compliment and positive that can go to the offensive lineman and the defensive lineman. Ball get off, snapping the ball as a center, hand placement and grip, but being control violent with it, not all out of control. Um, it's so many positives that can go to alignment. when you are interacting with a parent or even a middle school or high school kid, and you have a lineman that comes in, how do you get them to buy in, not to your program, but to buy into who they are?
Well, I'm gonna be honest. It's the same thing I'm gonna do with your guys. I think I go to more clinics and I study more in human behavior, just how complex creatures we are. And with your linemen, we got to get them to buy in the head. I'm interested in what you need. I'm interested to hear what you have to say. And then once we get into the skill part, my biggest thing with linemen is to have them understand that the reality of it is running backs and quarterbacks are nothing without the guys that are in the trenches. And that's just a fact. They just don't get all the glory. But one of the biggest things we're going to work on that I want to be able to work with our offensive and defensive line is too many times when they get in there, they want to muscle everything up. And it's always about just getting them hard. Our job is going to be, how do I get that first step off the line where we can put the opposing competitor on their heels first. Because once I get them on their heels, then I can manhandle them. But if I'm trying to manhandle if I'm 260 and I'm trying to manhandle a 350-pound guy, offensive lineman, that ain't going to work. But if I can put him on his heels and get my pad level low and be able to use that triple extension from my hips to drive him off and get rid of him, then I got an opportunity to make plays. Another note, too, you said you did an internship at UCLA. If you go look it up, there was a guy that coached for many years with the Coach Reed at Philadelphia, Juan Castillo. He was an offensive and defensive line coach there. I don't know if he was there in 22, might have been 23, but he coached there and he coached the I believe it was the offense for defensive linemen. I'm not sure. Hey, look and see where Coach Juan Castillo did at UCLA. But going back to that coach, when you said UCLA, I had to tell you he's from back home where I'm from. But I think in having people to buy is have them feel like they're important as individuals, because the reality of it is at all levels. When you have athletes and this, man, you got to stroke their ego to all of them because they're the ones that are doing all the hard work. So by listening to them, paying attention to them, then you can give them guidance on what you see. And when you've earned their respect, then they're going to realize, hey, now I know what Coach Garza means when he doesn't want me to muscle. If I'm on the defensive end, my job is to get on the outside instead of trying to muscle the guy and get him on his heels so that I have an opportunity to be able to do my job. Yeah, so Coach Castillo, what year was it?
2024.
Yeah, he was in 2024. He was the offensive line coach at UCLA. You should look him up. Tremendous man.
I will. Andre, you back?
Yes, sir. Can y'all hear me?
Still.
Oh boy. Okay.
Hey, you just want to sit there and look pretty, right?
Oh yeah.
I was looking forward to chat with you, brother.
Oh jeez. Oh. All right. Well, I'll try to
open up another opportunity for us to do this again.
All right.
But no, I think too, as a coach too, or players, it's simple. It's casual conversation. It's casual conversation. Like you're giving them an intent, you're giving them an expectation, you're teaching them, giving them recommendations, cues, and things of that nature. But that true trust and that true buy-in from the player, in my opinion, comes when you just go there with casual conversation. The tone will be different based off of the person, how they react to things, how they are responsive to things, depending on the situation. But the tone always changes because that same tone doesn't have to last forever. You get them to do what you need to do. Yep. You got anything about
Yes, sir. You know what, Coach? It's obviously you look young. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 33, so I make 34 in July.
Man, you're a baby. I got kids older than you. And I'm saying this as a compliment. You're wise beyond your years for the comment that you just made. Sports is really about people. You can go and I promise you, there's guys out there that are smarter than you and I in, being able to talk about the anatomy of the body and biomechanics, but they may not get any results because they don't understand people. And so I like what you just said, because it's how are we going to communicate with these guys? How am I going to communicate with these guys when they're coming in and say, hey, listen, coach said I got to work on this, and this is what I feel. Well, I got to be the guy that mashes those things together, because we want success for them. Because if we look out for them and have success for them, then you and I get an opportunity to have success on Saturdays when they play.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Amen to that. Let's talk about receivings, right? The receivers and the defensive backs. Those guys, 9 times out of 10, are mostly come in athletic, right?
Yep.
And they have some have good habits, some have habits that could be worked on. But how do you get how do I say it? How do you get a skill guy that is elusive already, or he thinks he's twitchy, but his arm mechanics ain't the best, or when he's doing his jab steps and he's planning and he's doing all this shifty work, his feet could be a little bit more under his hip, more than what he's already shown. How do you get them to simmer it down, but don't take away their confidence in their mojo as well?
I think the best thing to do, coach, and we do it here every day. I mean, my whole staff, we walk around with our phones and get ready to film. The best way to approach a kid or approach a grown man is tell them, hey, listen, I'm gonna film you in this particular sequence of exercises, and then I'm gonna show you, and let's look at it together. Because in order for them to buy in, I have to approach them, and we approach them whether they're third grade or they're gonna be these grown men that we're dealing with. I gotta be able to show them instead of just telling them. So while we're doing stuff, the staff and I, we're gonna walk around and videotape it. So if I have a suggestion, I can say, listen, in here when you're cutting, you're planting on the outside of the foot instead of the inside where your power pad is, in order to get a better cut laterally. Or if you're running a certain route, then you got to be able to plant, pivot, and cut to redirect your motion the other way, and you're pushing on the outside foot. That's costing you fractions of second to be able to get open and have better timing with your quarterback.
Yes, yes. True statement, true statement. Because especially with YouTube, right? They love the flashiness, and those things work, the ooh and an ow and the sound effects and getting outside their frame, the head movements. There's a time and a place for that, but from a can't deviate from the small things. Can't deviate from the things that have been going on for many, many years, way before I was born and thought about. Of course, you
Absolutely.
got to change with time, but I think the best teachers and coaches and influencers, they can balance both the old ways or old tactics with new tactics, and blend them together for that particular person. Like you
Well,
said, everything separated.
yes, sir. Well, the other thing when you say that, it's old school methods. There's some still that apply to today. Obviously, when I started at a young age, we've evolved. I address more things, on the mental part. Cognitive thinking. We have a product called Brain Technology. We talk about the reasons when you go play, why you have fun. When you have fun and you're enjoying yourself, you build less chemicals in your brain so the receptors connect properly. So you process information better. The game isn't sped up for you. Because as soon as a game is sped up for you, typically you're getting emotional, you're getting beat, as opposed to enjoying. Sometimes, believe it or not, and this is what we preach, I don't ever want nobody to like to lose, but I want you to enjoy at times when you're getting beat, because it allows you to overcome things. And if you can learn to enjoy that part when you're getting beat, you're more likely to get out and be successful, because you're not adding stress and chemicals to your brain. So now your motor skills aren't affected.
Hmm. No, I agree with that. I agree with that a lot. You talked about adaptive training, the mental health piece. Um, it seems like you're big on like personal development. When I was in the army, right, we would have personal development courses, or personal development courses for the leaders or the sergeants or the NCOs, for those that are military that are listening on. Explain how important that is to just sometimes when you have a person that comes in for a one-on-one or a session, yes, we got to do the work, all that good stuff. Sometimes you need to get on that whiteboard and just have a simple word of the day or a statement of the day. It doesn't have to be too long, right? Because it's not about how long you do something; it's about how effective you are with the time that you do it. Um, explain like how that can be life changing, not just for that moment, but long term.
Well, this is again. I've done this for almost 30 years, and if there's one thing that I feel I have a knack for, is I have a knack to motivate people. I got a knack to be able to convince people that they're better than they think they are, because that's really my job.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of times, the biggest thing I'll say is with coaches, and it runs across the board. And I find myself doing this sometimes. I got to reel myself back in. We talk too much. You know, we talk too much and we don't listen enough. And many times you can get a quicker solution to the problem that you're seeking by just using 2 ears and one mouth, which means listen twice as much as you talk, so that you can get a solution for your athlete. So I think buy-in comes from being a great listener, coming in and working, and that has to do with personal development, because when people feel like you're genuinely and authentically listening to their needs or what they're saying, then every time they have a doubt of what you're saying or they don't think they can do it, and you tell them, man, you got this, then they believe in what you're saying. So I think it's huge that we first get people to buy in. When I meet the guys in here and they start coming, I'll be honest, I can make them all throw up right out the bat. That's dumb, because I don't know anything about them. I want to come in and see what they're good at. I want to talk to them. I want to be able, prior to, have studied some of their film when they played, so I can already have an idea of how they run, how they jump, if they're fluid, where they're more mechanical as opposed to more fluid, so that I can be able to help them. So I'm going to be a great listener. I'm going to do what the good Lord gave me, and that is 2 years, so that I can listen twice as much as I talk.
Hey, yes, sir. And not to go too in depth with our plan to the public, but he ain't gotta hide everything. So for us, we have a team chat already, right? We've been dialoguing with the team through our team chat. If that's something that I, I think us as coaches and myself, we can set up, because we've had their film, right? We had to see their film when we process them and evaluate them before having them be a part of our journey. What we can do is, probably the best method is maybe gather their film on an Excel sheet, similar to what I did with the task you asked me for earlier, and just maybe email it to you. So that way, that might be more productive, and that way it doesn't put you behind the power curve, because when partnering up with people and being a part of a journey together, you got to do your part for the person. Everyone wants to ask for help or asks for resources and things, but how can we help you to help us, and vice versa? So that'll be my duty, along with the coaching staff, to start getting that to you. Um,
Well, Coach, I'm very appreciative of that. Anything you can do, the reality, look, I'm going to make the time to make sure I help the guys.
yes, sir.
And I'm glad that we got a chance to meet. And hopefully some of the guys will watch this podcast, or maybe send so they can watch it. I want everybody, I want all the guys to know, hey, listen, I'm here to help. Uh, you guys need anything, you guys should have my phone number. Uh, Anything that I can help speed up so that I can get to know more about you is going to allow us to be more effective to help you.
Hmm. And we got a comment, right? So, Mr. RJ, he adapting. I think he's in the comment section showing some things. So, anybody that wants to know more about KSP Performance Center, the QR code that's in that top right, you scan that QR code. You can go to the website, learn about Coach Garza's Performance Center, learn about his mission, the things that they offer there. And I already see it is not just the type of classes that he does. You got the coaches and the coaching staff that are there, the wellness center, the details about the wellness center, community involvement. So this ain't his first rodeo with helping in the community. He been he been at this. He been at this for a minute. So do you wanna share a little bit about your coaching staff, or no? Real quick. It doesn't have to be
Yeah, I
individual, but
mean,
a little bit. Show us
a,
some love.
I've got a really good coach. What I want to be able to do is make sure that instead of putting them out there, that they get to meet them, because I want them to see how respectful and how helpful our staff will be. But I've got a really good staff uh, that knows what they're doing. I've either trained them, or they've been in my program, or I've known them for years. And ultimately, again, is once they get in here, it's about being able to show them that we're here for them. But I got a real good staff, and the guys will see how it is. I'll be the lead guy that they'll be dealing with, and I'll be working with them, and they'll be assisting me. But it's definitely there for you guys to be able to come and reach out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we're also looking forward to seeing you and your staff and your family and even members at the Performance Center being a part of our games as well. We'll be playing at P Field, so that'd be great to see y'all there. And anytime if you have something at the Performance Center that is a community event and you need volunteers or you need presence, we can make that happen as well because it goes hand in hand. Um, you know, don't look at it. Obviously, we're not looking at it as scratching each other's back. We're looking at it as we're gonna make an environment better than where we found it. Right? It's always room for improvement, even if the environment is outstanding. Because every day is a new day. Every moment is a new moment. That's how I look at it. Good, bad, terrible, outstanding. Everything is just a moment. Mentality
One
applies in
hundred,
life.
yes, sir, 100%. And I'm very familiar with the Pville football field. I've been there cheering some of my guys, and my son went to Pflugerville High School. So when I found that out, it was pretty cool.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Um, what else? What else? You have any questions of me? You want to know anything?
Coach, you know what I want? Yeah, I mean, I got lots of questions, but what I prefer is just, get a chance when we can have a little
Mm-hmm.
either meet and greet or get on the phone and talk. And,
Yep.
I want to be able to see your vision. I think this for our viewers would be best to get an opportunity to get to know who I am, get to know what we're doing, get an opportunity to see us interact. And I'd like to be able to get a chance here pretty soon to get on the phone, chat with you, and get
Yes,
some of
sir.
those videos and get my butt to work and my staff our butts to work to start helping these men.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. We're about 50 days or so, or coming up on 50 days to our report date for the season. We're looking forward to this opportunity, this opportunity to be in the Continental Football League. Um, 8 teams, four in the Southern Division, got all four in Texas. Want to represent Texas well in that Southern Division, so that way we can make it happen in the postseason and beyond. Um, we have a lot of guys coming from all over, but we also have some local gentlemen as well. So that's pretty exciting with the versatility that goes with the players, um, the coaching staff, and all the central personnel that are with the syndicate. But
Well, Coach, I'm really looking forward to taking your lead and offer our expertise for the guys. And as I told you when I talked to you on the phone before we were on here, it's look, I'm a team player, and I'm looking forward to being able to make sure that we stay in constant contact with you. We want to be an extension of your program and what you're doing, so that we can put a good product out on that football field.
absolutely, absolutely, Coach Garza. Well, I mean, for right now, for the viewers, appreciate y'all being on and listening to Coach Garza. Like I said, the QR code on the top right of the screen. If you need more information about his performance center, that's the place to get it at. Also, after this, I'll post on the link. I'll post on social media as far as the link to the website as well, so that way they have it two ways. Do you have for SKP? Do y'all have any social media
Yes, sir.
platforms?
Yeah, and we're gonna expand this. So, like I said, we're getting uh, a podcast, but I have Facebook. We just started TikTok.
Yep.
I'm old school, but we're
Yes,
definitely
sir.
going to add to that, so I can try to be doing what some of you young guys are really good at. So we'll be doing that. I'll send you all that stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, and I want to make sure I leave it with this to all of our syndicate football players. I'm looking forward to meeting everybody. Looking forward to being able to help you guys and share my experience and your experience, so we can help you be the very best you can be.
We appreciate that, Coach Garza. And on behalf of the Texas Syndicate, our Continental Football League, we're looking forward to this journey together. Please, y'all, go check out SKP Performance Center out of the Liberty Hill area and all surrounding areas as well. So we're looking forward to that. Thank you for your time, Coach Garza. Appreciate you.
Hey, the pleasure's been mine, Coach. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
All right, Coach, can you hear me?
RJ, I still can't hear you.
Still can't.
I was
Dang.
hearing you at first before before Coach Garza was on.
All right. Well, I don't know
Nah,
what
I'm
to
still
do.
going.
Okay. Well, Coach, hold on.
Want to try and I don't know log on and log back on because I was hearing you at first when he couldn't hear you. I was able to hear you whatever you did at first.
Let me try something else. Hold on.
I don't hear you. All right, y'all. So Mr. RJ is gonna get himself right. We had Coach Garza on, and on episode 2, my second guest. Although we had some technical difficulties, we still found a way to get it done. That's what we're about at the Texas Syndicate. That's what we're about with this podcast. That's what it's about. Something we tell our players and our coaching staff, and what we believe in our heart is find a way, not an excuse. Everything's not going to go great. So, how you going to respond when a circumstance tries to tell you no or hold you back? But please check out that QR code so that way y'all can look at SKP Performance Center um, with that. Also, too, as Mr. RJ gets himself right, we got to shout out our other sponsors. We got Drip Drop. Um, we got Coach Kitchens sponsorship. We have a lot of other sponsorships. I can't remember my name off the top of my head, but I've talked with a lot of them. We have events too that we're gonna be a part of. There's a possibility for, I know next week I'll be up in that area with our GM, Ned Harrington, for an event. There's a possibility this weekend to be up there with ownership with different event as well. So we're getting this show started. Shout out to the guests that we had last week, Mr. Spurge on the X-Men show, Miss Heidi as well as our director of marketing. Um, each week we're gonna have a different guest. The purpose of Behind the Syndicate is to highlight our supporters, highlight our sponsors. We're gonna get our fan owners on here as well. As y'all saw earlier this week, we had our first group of new fan owners that committed to that journey to be an owner of the Texas Syndicate in our Continental Football League. Our Continental Football League has taken on that mentality and that process of having fan owners, and that's for all the teams in the league. So shout out to ours that we have thus far. Um, if you have any questions about that, want information on that, please get with me. You can find me on social media, Facebook at James Champagne, um, Twitter, Instagram at Coach underscore Champagne or underscore Coach Champagne, and then LinkedIn. You can find me as well. That's my name, James Champagne. So that way we can get you the information that you need. You can also reach out to our syndicate pages that are also on social media as well. All of them are COFL Syndicate. That's on Facebook. That's on X. That's on Instagram. So those are opportunities as well. Next week we're gonna do this again for episode 3. Uh, we're gonna have Behind the Syndicate every Thursday, 8 p.m. Central Time. It's gonna come a time where we have our coaches on here as well as players as also. So it's more than just saying community. We're gonna get some presence on the show 1 week, one moment at a time. Appreciate y'all. Not gonna keep y'all any longer. Y'all have a great night. Thank you to Mr. RJ for uh, navigating this show and having this show and creating this show and this platform for us. We're forever grateful. Um, Even through the technical difficulties, he's killing it. Make no mistake about it. We deal with that, right? Thanks for Coach Garza. We have anything? No, we good. We good. We good, Mr. RJ. Mr. RJ worked hard, man, and he's got a great product and a great thing. He's been doing this for a minute, so we good. We're looking forward to next Thursday. We're looking forward to episode 3. We'll announce our guests for next week in the upcoming days. Love all our players, love all our coaches, love all our essential personnel. Um, Pflugerville, Liberty Hill, Huddle, Round Rock, all of Austin. Appreciate y'all too. Um, Remember, nobody ever told y'all you matter, you chosen, you're more than enough. Be the change that you want to see. Change starts with you. Unite the hustle. It's not about me, it's about we. Appreciate y'all.